Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sayukta from Vistas Media, your host for today on Hair All Issues Are Resolved YouTube channel. We go through a lot of look beautiful related issues as we grow up, but little do we realize that it's our hair that's our crowning glory. Our hair symbolizes health and personality. Gorgeous and healthy hair is an instant confidence boost. To guide us on how to take care of our crowning glory, that is our hairs, we have with us an expert dermatologist, Dr. Suman Agrawal, live from Grace Skin and Hair Clinic, Surat, Gujarat. Dr. Suman Agrawal is the director, consultant dermatologist, cosmetologist, laser surgeon, dermatosurgeon, hair transplant surgeon at Grace Skin and Hair Clinic. Today, through our live talk show, Dr. Suman Agrawal will guide us about hair care in the current scenario. A very warm welcome to you, Dr. Suman Agrawal. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Dr. Agrawal, are you there with us? I think there is some technical glitch. We'll try to resolve the problem as soon as possible. So today, we are going to talk about our crowning glory, our hairs. And we have with us Dr. Suman Agrawal, who is a well-known dermatologist, cosmetologist, laser surgeon, dermatosurgeon, hair transplant surgeon at Grace Skin and Hair Clinic. We're hoping that she'll get back as soon as possible. Yeah, so Dr. Agrawal is here. Welcome, doctor. Hope you're doing good.
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure, doctor, to have you with us. And as today we are going to talk about hair care. First of all, because every day normally we shed hairs, but we don't know what's normal and when to be concerned. Please shed some light over that.
Okay, so hair fall is not always a concern because shedding around 100 hair per day is normal. So as long as we are living, we are bound to shed some hair because hair goes through a continuous cycle of growth, resting and falling. So keeping that in mind, losing about 100 hair per day is absolutely normal. Having said that, you may still have hair loss, and that could be your concern when the hair regrowth is less. So a hair loss concern can be raised in two major situations. One, getting excessive hair fall in quantity which is more to the usual hair loss, hair fall, or getting less of hair growth. So you are losing around 100 hair per day, but the hair regrowth is slow. So that also can be a cause of concern. So hair loss is a cause of concern when either the hair fall is more or the hair growth is less.
Okay, doctor. Doctor, what are the general causes of hair loss?
So the most common cause of hair loss that we see is genetic. So you must have always seen some males around you who are bald, especially in the frontal area. So that hair loss is genetic mainly, predominantly it is genetic cause. So you may on inquiring further find that somebody in their family is also bald, maybe at a higher age compared to what they are facing the problem at. Then other causes could be hormonal. Hormonal is one of the common causes. Hormonal, especially in females, PCOD. PCOD is a very common condition, and nowadays with the change in lifestyle, it is becoming more common because obesity is increasing. That can also be one of the reasons of hair fall many a times. Hypothyroidism, diabetes, and some other hormonal disturbances also lead to hair loss. Then third common cause is we can say physical or emotional stress. So you are undergoing a physical trauma or surgery that could lead to physical stress, losing a loved ones, or going through excessive emotional stress in your personal life or professional life could also lead to hair fall because it turns the hair into the falling phase. in the growth cycle, the hair which was in growing phase or resting phase suddenly enters the falling phase. A very common cause of hair loss nowadays is nutritional deficiencies because of the kind of food we eat. Though the calories we consume are more, but the nutritive value of the food has gone down. So even if you are eating healthy, you're choosing fruits, vegetables, the nutritive amount of the ingredients in that has gone down. Moreover, consumption of junk food has increased. So when we count our calories, we overall limit the calorie intake that we take, but sometimes it is deficient of the essential nutrients that are required for growth, like iron, vitamins, and those things. Certain medications are known to cause hair fall. For example, statins. These are the medicines that people take when they have cholesterol problem, colchicine, hormonal medicines. Cancer can cause hair fall itself. Cancer treatment in the form of chemotherapy or radiation can lead to hair loss. Poor styling, poor hair care, pulling your hair too much, using a lot of heat, styling products like gels, wax, and using a lot of heat, iron, chemical products, those can lead to hair loss. Infections, certain infections like fungal infection, bacterial infection may damage the hair follicle and lead to hair loss. Autoimmune conditions like lupus, like hypothyroidism, and certain other autoimmune conditions can also lead to hair fall. These are the most common causes in that order that we usually see hair fall in, but there are some other reasons as well.
So in short, we can say n number of things can,
Yes,
cause
most
hair loss.
definitely for males and females, hormonal, genetic, and nutritional are the top three causes of hair loss.
Mm, right. Doctor, as you said, nutritional deficiency is one of the major reasons of hair loss. We would like to, first of all, know that which nutrient supplement can prevent hair fall. And why I'm asking this is because many a times, people these days are so aware, thanks to the all the search engines that we have online or the influencers, etc., that they'll go over the counter, buy some, they know biotin is responsible for good hair, or zinc, or iron deficiency can lead to hair loss. So they know these things, and they'll just go over the counter, buy these supplements, and start taking them. Now, what I'm trying to find out is, which nutrient supplement can prevent hair fall, and is these kind of practices, going over the counter medication or for supplements, is it okay, a fair practice, or anyway harmful for our hair?
So basically, hair being body part, just like other body parts, they need all a balanced nutrition intake. Similarly, hair also grows well when there is a balanced nutrition intake in the form of food. So hair needs macros as well as micros. Macros are carbs, fats, and protein. Protein is most important because protein makes the basic structure, the basic cells, the keratin, they are all proteins. So protein is necessarily known as the building block of body. Similarly, our hair is also made up of protein. So protein intake has to be there. Especially the Indian diet and the vegetarian diet is usually a little deficient of protein. So when you consume your diet, when you consume your food, you have to make sure that proteins are present in sufficient amount. So all the three major meals of your day should have protein in sufficient quantity. If you try to take protein separately, it will not assimilate in your body, right? Then second, the micros, coming to the micros, vitamins as such, all the vitamins are important. Vitamin A, B, C, D, E, K, everything is important for hair growth. But majorly, the deficiency of vitamin D and B12 is known to cause hair fall because these are usually deficient more often in people, right? Then coming to minerals, iron, copper, zinc, they are the vital minerals which are very necessary for hair growth and are usually present in the supplements that people want to consume for their hair regrowth. So these are the things which are more vital. Essential fatty acid is also equally important to give a luster to your hair and make it soft and equally shiny. Having said that, you cannot be consuming these vitamins and minerals in random quantities over the counter, because there are certain minerals, vitamins which have toxic effect as well. So if they are present in the body in quantities more than required, they may lead to certain side effects and issues. Essential fatty acid is a double-edged sword. So deficiency of essential fatty acid is bad for hair growth, but excess essential fatty acid also causes damage. Vitamin D is not a water soluble vitamin. So if you consume vitamin D without monitoring the quantities that you need, that you require, excessive vitamin D toxicity can lead to certain other issues which can be major and which can harm your overall health. So I would suggest any nutrient supplement, any supplement other than the food that you're taking should only be taken with proper medical consultation with a dermatologist and
Mhm.
not otherwise directly from the medical stores.
Right. So I think this is a very important thing to take note of. Please don't go for over the counter medication, viewers. Go to the doctor, visit a nearby dermatologist, a qualified dermatologist, and seek for their advice and suggestion. Now, doctor, as you know, you said both macro and micronutrients play very vital role in hair growth and good and healthy hair. Now, the thing is, when you said macro, you said protein is equally important, carbs are equally important, but I'm sure you will also agree with me that these days there are so many trends of eating or diets or fasting where carbs are a big no-no. We are, completely omitting carbs from our plates. How is that going to affect our hair growth, or what's your take on these, fastings or diets which have omitted carbs from our
So
plates?
any fat diet is usually bad for your overall health. We have to understand that hair is a part of your body. It is not, it is in complete unison with your overall body health, overall health, because hormones are dependent on that. Hair is not essential for living. So whatever nutrients you consume, they are first consumed by the vital organs of the body, like brain, like heart, like your bones. Then the remaining nutrients come to your muscles, your skin, and hair. So we have to understand that the balanced diet is the one where all the nutrients are in proper proportion,
Mhm.
and that includes carbs as well. Carbs are immediate energy giving sources. So if you don't have anything that gives you energy while you need it, it will lead to breakdown of other fat material from the body. So if your diet is very deficient of carbs, for energy it is going to break down fat also and protein also. So this is a misconception among people that it is only going to break down fat. Your protein loss is also very much possible if you're not taking a proper balanced diet. So that is going to harm you in longer run. Overall health is going to suffer, and hair growth is also definitely going to suffer, because it is a part of a healthy body. A healthy hair is not separately seen in a body which is unhealthy. You'll never see a person who's very unhealthy to have very beautiful hair.
Exactly. I completely agree with you on that. And, we often say that our skin, our scalp, or our hair are mirrors of what's inside us. So if we are healthy inside, then of course it will, reflect in our hair and skin. So take care of that, viewers. Doctor, while discussing the causes responsible for hair loss, you also said that stress or a disbalanced emotional quotient can, lead to hair loss. Now, the thing is, the lifestyle we are into these days, less sleeping hours, no time for eating, or, no actual schedule to follow. Obesity is a big problem. We all are in utter stress. Can a person's lifestyle play a role in hair loss?
Person's lifestyle is very important in playing a role in good hair growth as well as hair loss. Even for those who have genetic hair loss, take anybody, whenever you inquire about family history of hair loss, they would invariably say one common thing, that their parents had hair fall at a very later age compared to them. So they are suffering from all those conditions which are genetic at an earlier age compared to their parents. because lifestyle is poor. So lifestyle factors which affect hair growth are like sleep. So sleep, if it is not adequate and also at a proper time, then leads to loss of hair, because when we sleep on time we secrete a hormone, melatonin is a hormone which is known as beauty hormone. So it makes our skin beautiful, it makes our hair dense and beautiful, shiny and black. So this is just one thing that I'm sharing how it affects the hair growth by affecting the sleep pattern. Similarly, our thyroid hormones, our steroid hormones, our stress hormones, they all get affected by sleep pattern. So sleep is one thing. Second thing is stress management. We understand that we live in a times where there is a lot of competition, a lot of stress of other things. So we cannot say that you don't have to take stress. You have to identify that you are getting stressed with particular situations, particular things. When you identify that you are getting stressed with particular issues, you have to find out a solution of relieving that stress. That can be different for different person. So there could be a person who gets relieved of stress by playing a sport that he likes. Somebody might go for counseling. Somebody would like to follow a hobby, pursue a hobby, like maybe painting or watching a movie. So there are different ways how people can relieve their stress, and that is very individual thing, very customized approach to solving your stress. But first you have to accept that you are under stress and you have to decide that you want to do something about it. Another thing which is important, diet. We already discussed the importance of a good diet, balanced diet. Good balanced diet which is sustainable. If I have a very busy lifestyle and I follow a diet which requires me to eat every 2 hours, I may not be able to sustain it for a longer time. So maybe, I may need a more basic diet which involves eating 3 to 4 major meals a day. But in a way, it has to be designed in a way that all my nutrient requirements are fulfilled. So follow a diet which takes into account your other factors like your working hours, like your appetite, your culture, your regional place where you belong to. Then habits. Smoking, drinking naturally affects hair growth because it increases the oxidative stress in your body. Smoking more so affects the peripheral circulation, so the amount of blood that your hair gets affected, and it definitely slows down the growth of hair and leads to hair loss. Weight management is also important, so you have to make sure that at least half an hour of exercise daily is done so that your body is maintained at an adequate weight, and your physical activity also releases good hormones which are very important for maintaining a good circulation and also improves the hair growth. So these are the lifestyle factors that directly affect hair growth and are equally important as much as the medical treatment.
Fair enough. So we need to de-stress ourselves. We need to eat right, sleep right, and we also need to indulge in some kind of physical activity on a regular basis, and that will keep us healthy and thus our hair healthy as well.
Yes.
Doctor, now we would like you to discuss a little bit about the medical treatment options available for hair loss.
Okay, so medical treatment options can be divided into three major categories. We have medical treatment options which are consisting of oral and topical medications. Oral medications means medications that you have to consume, and topical medications means solutions, lotions, serums that you got to apply on your skin. These are the medical options that you follow at your home, and you regularly visit the doctor, consult the doctor, and they give you medications that you keep following at home, right? The second category is therapy. Therapy includes PRP, that is platelet rich plasma therapy, mesotherapy. There are certain ready-made cocktail of vitamins, growth factors which help in growth of hair, microneedling in the form of increasing the blood circulation of hair, some threads, low level laser therapy, LLT, and certain other less frequently used therapies as well, which improve the growth of hair But these are the treatment which are done at the clinic, and then you have to follow the medical therapy at home. So at regular intervals, sittings of these treatments are done at clinic, which improves the hair growth, and it acts as an additional stimulant for hair growth in addition to the medical therapy that you're following at home. The third category is hair transplant surgery. Hair transplant surgery is done, it is a surgery which is majorly long surgery, usually 6 to 10 hour surgery, in which hair follicle along with the root is transplanted at a part which gives it an overall appearance of having better hair density and growth. So here the actual number of hair is not increasing, but it is a combination of science and art which gives an appearance of having better hair growth.
Right. So the good news is that a lot of medical treatment options are available. What is important is that we don't waste our time when we see, hair loss or pattern loss or whatever. We need to go and consult the right person, which is a qualified dermatologist in this case. Doctor, we would also like to discuss a little bit about dandruff. First of all, is it contagious? Can I get it from somebody else or by using or sharing our towels, etc.?
So dandruff is not exactly contagious because it is not an infection thing. It is more of an inflammation thing. To tell you the truth, nobody knows exactly why dandruff happens, but there are certain theories proposed based on studies and various observations. So it is said that the oil secretion from the hair follicle and the skin, there is this natural oil secretion happening from the skin and hair follicle for our body. That oil secretion, when becomes excess, that oil which is known as sebum, when it becomes excess, it leads to proliferation of the fungus from the skin and hair roots. So this excessive fungus may present as dandruff sometimes, and this dandruff mainly feeds on the dead skin and the sebum, and so if it grows in excess, it leads to scaling of the skin. Then second thing which is proposed is too much dryness also may lead to dandruff, because dry scales of the skin of the scalp may appear like dandruff to some people. So there are certain other things which people call as dandruff which are not necessarily dandruff. So some certain infections, certain inflammatory condition like seborrheic dermatitis, like scalp psoriasis, they are also usually perceived as dandruff when they are not too aggressive, not cause of dandruff, but we can assume very safely that it is excessive oil of the skin of the body that leads to dandruff.
Right. And doctor, there are so many shampoos and conditioners claiming that they'll cure your dandruff. Are there in the market? How to go about them, and what's the best way to, remove dandruff or curb this issue? Is it to go and consult a dermatologist, or these shampoos can also help?
So usually for a dandruff, first thing that you do is maintain good scalp hygiene and hair care routine. So first of all, you have to use a shampoo that is made specially for dandruff. It has certain active ingredients like ZPTO, maybe ketoconazole, and many other ingredients. So these ingredients enriched shampoos are used at a regular interval. So how regularly is good regularly? So there is no standard regularity of washing your scalp. It depends on your lifestyle and how oily or dry or sensitive your scalp is and how your lifestyle is. So there could be a male who has oily scalp and is working out in the gym and is sweating a lot, so may require alternate day shampoo. There could be a boy who has excessive dryness of scalp and hair and frizzy hair, who doesn't do a lot of workout and who doesn't sweat a lot, so may not require that frequent shampoo. Anti-dandruff shampoos are usually available over the counter as well, but it is always advisable to consult a doctor who can suggest you a shampoo which is more, going to be more effective. At the same time, taking care that your hair doesn't become too frizzy and dry. Sometimes people overly wash their scalp thinking that dandruff is a dead skin which needs to be just removed from your scalp. Overwashing of your scalp will lead to dryness of the scalp. It will send a signal to your brain that your scalp is dry. It will secrete excessive of sebum oil that leads to increase in dandruff. So try to maintain your scalp at a moderate level. Don't make it too dry. Don't let it become too oily. So frequency of shampooing and using a good anti-dandruff shampoo takes care of most of dandruff for most people. But there are people who require proper medical treatment when their dandruff is excessive and is not able to be controlled by an anti-dandruff shampoo. So in that case, they may need oral medication and certain other applications to apply.
Right. And as we were talking about washing our hairs, we have a similar question from Alok Dixit, who's asking, how many times a week should I wash my hair if I have soft hairs?
So a person who has oily scalp may require to wash their scalp even alternate days. A person who has dry scalp, dry hair, lusterless hair may require to wash it once in a 4 to 5 days. Usually this is the frequency. 5 days is usually the maximum that you may want to keep your hair away from washing, and alternate days usually the minimum that may require for a rewash. Now using the right product is also equally important as much as the frequency of shampoo. So if you have oily scalp, you may require a shampoo which has salicylic acid and which is gentle cleansing so that you can massage it properly on your scalp and wash it off properly. If you have frizzy hair, you may need a moisturizing shampoo which doesn't rip off all the oil, all the moisture from your scalp and the hair and keeps it still less frizzy. Irrespective of the type of hair you have, excuse me, irrespective of the type of hair you have, all shampoos should best be sulfate and paraben free, silicone free. Fragrance and color should be minimum in the shampoos. So there are shampoos which are excessively dark in color, have heavy fragrances that should be avoided. Sulfate and paraben free and pH balanced shampoos are the best for your skin.
Fair enough. And Dr. Shweta Verma is commenting that chemicals and constant shampooing are usually to blame for hair loss in women. Baldness is inherited through a mother's male relatives. Is it true?
So usually the genetic form of hair loss can be inherited both by male and female and both from male and female. The difference is usually females don't lose their hairline and they don't go completely bald, whereas males completely go bald and they also have receding hairline. Because of that, because of this difference, the recognition of baldness, genetic baldness condition is common with males, while in females we may not be able to identify the genetic form of hair loss unless you have consulted a dermatologist. So there are situations wherein actually female members are also suffering from the genetic form of hair loss, and a particular person might have inherited it from the female member of the family but may not be aware of the same because in female the hair loss is not complete.
Right. And Doctor, as these days, very few have virgin hairs. We have either colored our hairs or in any form use chemicals for rebounding or keratin treatment or foaming, whatever. But chemical treatments or salon-based treatments are so common these days. Is it okay to go for these treatments and get our hair so much exposed to chemicals, or is there a way we can decrease the effect of chemicals, or we should completely avoid these treatments? What's your take on that?
Chemical treatments are definitely going to damage your hair. That is for sure. I usually suggest my clients and patients that if they are suffering from hair loss or any hair condition, and they
I think there is some technical glitch, and that's disturbing the audio of the doctor right now. Okay, so before the doctor gets back to us, we are talking about hair loss management, and we are talking with Dr. Suman Agrawal, who is a renowned dermatologist, and she is the director and consultant dermatologist at Grace Skin and Hair Clinic. And we are trying to discuss how to manage hair loss. So far we have discussed what are the causes responsible for hair loss, how important is our lifestyle, how vitamins and minerals and micronutrients and macronutrients help our hair to grow healthy, and also about what are the medical treatments available for treating hair loss. We have also spoken a bit about dandruffs, and also we were talking about the chemical treatments and effects of these chemical treatments on our hair and the growth and lustre of our hair. So Dr. Suman Agrawal is back with us, I suppose. Doctor, are you there with us?
Yes, I joined from my mobile. My internet is little unstable. I apologize for the same. Should I repeat my answer? Was the answer audible?
Yes. I think we need to. We would like you to repeat the, effects of chemicals on our hair, so that because all of us go for these treatments, so at least we'll be more clear about it.
All the chemicals related to hair coloring, bleaching, straightening, firming, they do damage our hair. Having said that, I cannot say that you must never style your hair. I usually suggest that if you have a hair problem, like say you have hair fall, hair loss, you're going through some phase of your life wherein your hair is suffering from certain issues, then that is the time where you would want to avoid all these chemical treatments because they are going to worsen the already existing problem. But in case you have healthy hair, healthy scalp, all is good. And once in a while, you would want to go for coloring or maybe rebonding or straightening or anything like that, you may want to go for it once in a while. But having said that, you have to keep the frequency under check. So don't go for very frequent treatments. Don't go for treatments when you've already suffering from, some kind of hair issues. Otherwise, you may once in a while get treatments done. So if you look at my hair, I also got coloring done and highlights done. So once in a while, you may want to go for it. But in case you face certain problem, if you have hair fall, then you may not want to repeat it and also want to take a consultation with a dermatologist so that they can correct the problem that you have and they can bring your hair back to the natural glory.
Right. And with your highlighted hair, what came to my mind is that you said taking care or, a good hair care regimen is what you need to take care of your hairs. And I'm sure you have maintained your hair so well. We would like you to share some tips for our viewers as well, how to take care of our hairs or especially treated hairs, chemically treated hairs.
So hair care involves three major aspects: cleansing, moisturizing, and protecting. What is cleansing? Cleansing is what you do with your shampoo. So the shampoo, choice of shampoo has to be right. As I already said, it has to be sulfate-free, paraben-free, pH balanced, not a lot of fragrance, not a lot of colors, and it has to be according to the hair, scalp, and other issues. The frequency of shampooing has to be proper depending on how oily or how dry your hair and scalp is and what your lifestyle is. Having decided that when you shampoo your hair, you would want to dilute it with water rather than putting a lot of shampoo at one particular point. You would want to dilute it with water and then slowly spread it all over the scalp. Shampoo is basically for scalp. So massage your shampoo in your scalp so that your scalp gets cleansed of the oil, the sebum, the fungus, the layers that have deposited on the scalp. And then you rinse off with a lot of water your shampoo. After rinsing off your shampoo and little towel drying your hair, this is the time you would want to apply conditioner. Conditioner is for moisturizing the hair because hair also needs moisture to stay safe and well hydrated and shiny.
Right.
Conditioner is basically for the hair length. So you would want to apply conditioner 1 to 2 inches away from the scalp, from the root and till the tip. The tips have to be necessarily coated with conditioner. You have to make sure that you emulsify the conditioner well so that the hair strands are equally well coated with conditioner. Conditioner may take some time to work, so you would want to leave it for 10 to 15 minutes on your hair and then wash it off with cold water. Cold water seals the moisture in your hair and that takes care of the hair cuticle better. After you have rinsed off your conditioner, you must let it naturally dry. Having said that, if you have very heavy hair, curly hair, and your hair takes a really long time to dry, you may want to use a not so hot hair dryer to dry your hair because keeping your scalp and hair wet for a long time may increase the chances of having fungus and dandruff and may lead to build-up of dead skin and certain ingredients on your scalp. So if your hair takes too long to dry, you may want to assist the drying with certain assisting things like hair dryer, but make sure that you don't use a very high temperature of the dryer. Then we come to protecting. Protecting your hair from strong chemical treatment, from traction, physical trauma, pulling your hair too strong, keeping your hair covered all the time, not covering your hair while you're traveling in, polluted environments or exposing it directly to too strong, hot or cold weathers or winds may also lead to damaging hair. So that you may want to protect your hair from. Some leave-on serums can also hair which protects your hair from harmful UV rays as well as certain other ingredients that lead to damage of hair.
Okay. So by following these, we can take good care of our hairs. Now, one last question I'll take about from our viewer is Anil's question. Ma'am, white hair के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं?
पहले तो व्हाइट हेयर पैथोलॉजिकल है कि नहीं है वो समझना जरूरी है. विद द काइंड ऑफ लाइफस्टाइल दैट वी हैव 30 इयर्स के बाद तो व्हाइट हेयर होना इज नॉट exactly a concern to be treated. It's quite common and quite natural to have white hair after 30 years of age if you are not taking too good care of your lifestyle. But having said that, it acts as an indicator to tell you that your lifestyle is not too healthy and you may want to improve on your lifestyle. White hair के कई कारण होते हैं. It could be genetic, it could be due to nutritional deficiency, it could be due to physical trauma. जैसे ये भी एक कहावत है हिंदी में कि मैंने ये बाल धूप में पका के सफेद नहीं किए. So there is a reason why we have this saying. We have this saying because excessive sun damage can also lead to whitening of hair. Similarly, excessive chemical treatments, coloring your hair, bleaching your hair, straightening your hair, all these things can lead to early whitening of hair. So first of all, you have to understand the cause of your white hair and accordingly address the same. जो white spot disease होता है कई लोगों को, vitiligo जिसको बोलते हैं medical terms में, it can also lead to whitening of hair. So we have to understand the cause and accordingly treat the cause. उसके सिवा कुछ कॉमन चीजें हैं जैसे जो मैंने एक हेयर केयर रूटीन बताया, क्लेंजिंग, मॉइस्चराइजिंग एंड प्रोटेक्टिंग, वो आपको फॉलो करना है. एक हेल्दी डाइट कंज्यूम करनी है जिसमें सब न्यूट्रिएंट्स मिनरल्स हो. उनकी कमी की वजह से भी व्हाइट हेयर होना कॉमन है.
Right. And doctor, before we wind up the whole session, any take-home message for our viewers?
Take-home message would be that if you have any hair issue, Don't ignore it कि मतलब hair is a unnecessary organ. Hair and skin are windows to your inner health. Skin and hair are the largest organ of your body. तो कभी कभी आपको जो स्किन में प्रॉब्लम हो रही है या हेड में प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, उसके वजह से आपकी दूसरी मेजर प्रॉब्लम हम आइडेंटिफाई कर पाते हैं, जैसे कोई क्रॉनिक इलनेस, कोई ऑटो इम्यून डिजीज, कोई न्यूट्रिशनल डेफिशिएंसीज, कोई स्ट्रेस फिजिकल या इमोशनल, और उसको हम ट्रीट कर पाते हैं. कई बार हमने हेयर प्रॉब्लम की वजह से लोगों का पीसीओडी डायग्नोस किया है, लोगों का थायराइड प्रॉब्लम डायग्नोस किया, उनकी आयरन डेफिशिएंसी डायग्नोस की है. तो ये आपके हेयर प्रॉब्लम एक तरह से आपका बॉडी के लिए विंडो एक्ट कर सकता है, फर्स्ट थिंग. सेकंड थिंग, जितना जल्दी आप अपने हेयर कंसर्न को एड्रेस करेंगे, आपको रिजल्ट उतने बेहतर मिलेंगे, कम दवा से मिलेंगे और जल्दी मिलेंगे. तो आप नहीं चाहते कि आपके हेयर कंसर्न को आप डिले करें और उसके वजह से आपको 2 साल 3 साल तक दवा लेना पड़े और रिजल्ट्स भी पूरी तरह आपको ना बेनिफिट कर सके. सो ये दूसरी बात है. तीसरी बात, एक रूटीन हेयर केयर अच्छा फॉलो करिए, जो मैंने बताया है, क्लेंजिंग, मॉइस्चराइजिंग एंड प्रोटेक्टिंग. टेक केयर ऑफ प्रोटेक्टिंग योर हेयर. अगर आपको ऑलरेडी हेयर कंसर्न है तो अवॉइड करिए हर तरह की केमिकल ट्रीटमेंट. अगर आपके हेल्दी हेयर है तो भी फ्रीक्वेंसी केमिकल ट्रीटमेंट्स की कम से कम रखिए. ट्राई करिए कि नेचुरल वे में ही आप अपने हेयर को अच्छी तरह स्टाइल कर सके. गो फॉर अ नाइस हेयर कट, गो फॉर नाइस स्टाइलिंग. सो उससे भी आपकी हेयर की जो अपीयरेंस है वो इम्प्रूव हो सकती है. और हैप्पी रहिए, गुड लाइफस्टाइल फॉलो करिए, उससे भी आपके हेयर हेल्दी हेल्दी रहेंगे. अगर इसके बावजूद कंसर्न है तो एक बोर्ड सर्टिफाइड डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट को मिलिए. Nowadays fancy terms are used like trichologist, hair expert, this and that. Don't get confused. A dermatologist is the right person to take care of your hair and advise you about it. So you may want to look for certain degrees. MBBS is the basic degree, and उसके बाद वो MD dermatology, DNB dermatology या DVD, DDVL ऐसी डिग्री हो सकती हैं. ऐसी डिग्री वाले डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट को ही कंसल्ट करिए. वो आपके हेयर की हेल्थ का अच्छे से ध्यान रख पाएंगे और अकॉर्डिंगली आपको एडवाइस कर पाएंगे, जिससे कि आपकी क्राउनिंग ग्लोरी आपको वापस मिल जाए.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Suman Agrawal. बहुत अच्छी बातचीत आपसे हुई, and I'm sure that your guidance will help our viewers in maintaining good quality hair. Thank you so very much once again for your valuable time.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
And viewers who want to get personal consultation from Dr. Suman Agrawal, you can visit Grace Skin and Hair Clinic, Surat, Gujarat. So a big thank you to our doctor once again, and all our viewers for watching the show. And for more information on how to get all your hair issues resolved, do like and subscribe our YouTube channel here, All Issues Resolved. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you.